Hey, what's up? I'm Bang Bang, and I'm gonna tell you how I went from tattooing in my mom's kitchen to owning the most famous tattoo shop in the world. I kind of learned tattooing in a, you know, not so formal way in that I taught myself really early, so ordered equipment and made a lot of mistakes on people. Luckily, really soon after I kind of got my tattoo kit and started tattooing friends, I met someone who was a professional tattoo artist, and he taught me everything I was doing wrong, taught me how to tattoo safely. That was about 15 years ago in Claymont, Delaware. I spent a couple of years working in Delaware, learning from my first teacher before moving to New York City, where at 19 years old, I was looking for jobs anywhere that would hire me. And I went from street shop to street shop, from the West Village, East Village, and really nobody would give me a job. I found out later, a lot of people that were managing those studios thought that the work in my portfolio wasn't mine, and because I was so young and I was doing a pretty good job. I feel like I dealt with doubt in my ability throughout my life. The only person that you have to answer to is the person in the mirror. And the only person you compete with is the expectations you put on yourself. I like when people doubt me. It makes me work harder. It makes my success even better. So I don't pay a lot of attention to it. I always felt like if someone was busy, pointing fingers talking about me, they're not focused on their goals. I met some other teachers along the way and really just established myself as someone who was always available. Really, whenever I had an opportunity to make something really difficult, I took that opportunity for my portfolio. So I wanted better jobs. And so that kind of helped my trajectory in New York City in kind of always moving on up. So from working street shops from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. to working in some of New York's most famous tattoo studios as the youngest person in the shop. So I got a lot of really great lessons early on from people who had tattooed, in some cases, as long as I had been alive. And so I really felt like I took the fast track to becoming a decent tattoo artist early on. A few years later, I opened my own studio, and we found great artists that wanted to work together and that have styles that are different than mine and personalities that are all different than mine, different backgrounds, and we've built a pretty cool group. Obviously, I'm going from a kid who just loved art without much direction to now I'm a business owner and I manage 50 some odd people. Couple stores. There's so much of a learning curve in bridging the gap between artist and business. Inherently, artists don't want to deal with business. We want to just turn the world off and create. Artists only want the tools that they need to create their art, and it's really satisfying because we have full control in that moment. But in owning a business, I've had to learn to rely and count on people who have skills that I don't have. Yes, I'm a businessman, but I have accountants who know numbers much better than I do, and I have business managers with doctorates, and I have more lawyers than I can name because it requires so much foundation work. A lot of my effort is building that foundation, making sure our foundation is strong enough so that everything we do can stand on top of it and we can grow. If you build a house without a foundation, it'll crumble. I didn't expect to be here. You only realize how small your goals are when you reach them. I wanted to work for the most famous tattoo artist in the most famous tattoo shop in New York when I first started. And I got that job when I was 22. And I thought, well, man, this can't be the top of the mountain. I'm only 22. And so I started to dream a little bigger. Well, once I reached that goal, I realized, well, wow, I'm 25. My goals now are seemingly unattainable, but that's going to help me outwork my expectations.